You called me again, drunk in your Benz, driving home under the influence. You scared me to death, but I'm wasting my breath, 'cause you only listen to your fucking friends. I don't relate to you, no, I don't relate to you, 'cause I never treat me this shitty. I get it, you hate this city, and I don't talk shit about you on the internet, never told anyone.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So this is the first video back since Ironman Lake Placid. Today's August 17th, so it's almost been it's like 3.5 weeks since race day. Ignore the mess going on in the background. I'm like in the midst of cleaning and sorting clothes and everything like that. But yeah, so it's been a few weeks and I'm starting to feel really, really good. I've started training again. So this week was like my first official week, first week of my new training block, because yes, I'm preparing for another race. And the race that I'm doing is in California on December 3rd, Indian Wells 70.3. And for those of you guys who don't know, I was kind of stuck between both Haines City, Florida and Indian Wells. And I went with Indian Wells because for me, that just works so much better. I mean, my family can come to that one. And it makes it hard because like I come from a big family, and like for everybody to like come together and like to be able to do something, it's very difficult. Like my little brother's playing competitive hockey, so he's busy, and like my sister's in uni, older brother works on the like, it's just the dynamic makes it hard for all of us to do things. So super excited about that. Indian Wells 70.3, the race I'm doing. So that's what the next few videos are all going to be about. I want to take you guys along, document it, and obviously with school starting up and university and classes, I'm going to show you guys how I balance like 15 to 20 hour training weeks with weight training, and obviously just everything that I got going in my life, how I balance it all, and just like show you guys more in depth about me and how I'm doing everything. And I'm super excited about that. And like today today's a recovery day, so today's Thursday, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But I got a swim, a bike, and a run that I'm going to show you guys. And before I get into like all that, I just want to talk to you guys about two things that have kind of happened over this past month that I'm really, really excited for. First one being, so I've been an online coach for the past like 3.5 years almost, and my business name and like brand was called Willpower Coaching before, or Team Willpower. And I just went through a full rebrand, switched the name, changed my logo, changed everything. That's the new logo, and it's called Inner Athlete Coaching. And I'm super, super excited about it just because I think it represents a lot in what I believe in, like this whole idea of everybody has an athlete within themselves. It doesn't matter like what level of fitness you have, it doesn't matter what size you are, what shape you are, how old you are. Everybody has an athlete within themselves, and it's just, I want to motivate and inspire other people to really just express that inner athlete. And tied into the inner athlete coaching, or Team Inner Athlete, I've started a podcast called the Inner Athlete Podcast. We're on Apple Music and Spotify, and I'm just gonna be talking about training, my life experiences. And if you guys are like really wanna like hear a lot about my story and everything like that, episode 1 is released. It was completely just a raw 40-minute conversation with myself and my computer. It's a really good listen, and I really enjoyed doing the podcast, so excited about that. Also, last thing I mentioned, so I've now opened up a certain amount of like roster spots that I'm accepting for people wanting to train for races. So if you're looking to train for half marathon, I already have a few people who I'm currently working with who are training for like Ironman Chattanooga, some 70.3s. I'm only going to take on about 5 to 8 individuals in there. So if you want to get on my roster, I just go apply as soon as possible, and we can hop on a call and obviously discuss everything. Because I really want to make the athletes that I'm working with to prep for something like an Ironman, because I know what it's like and I know it requires a lot of attention. I want to be able to put like 100% of my focus into each individual. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in that, go apply. We can just hop on a call. We can talk about everything. And no, other than that, let's get into my day. I gotta just finish up some work that I'm doing on my computer. Some programming, and then I'm gonna go to the pool and get a swim in this morning before I go and do my bike ride and my run. Another quick thing, I just got my carpets like professionally cleaned in my apartment. I feel like that's like the most adult thing I've ever done, is get a professional guy to come clean my carpets. Just on my way to the pool now. And one thing that I really want to share with you guys that I'm really focusing on with swimming, especially over the next 15 weeks, that I've really learned over the past 8 months, is just really forcing myself to swim fast. Like, I think I've kind of found myself getting into kind of this like rabbit hole of not pushing myself as hard in swimming sessions. Like, I'll cover the distance, no problem, and like, don't get me wrong, it's not easy, but I think like, I mean, if I want to swim faster than 150 per 100 meters, then I'm gonna have to practice in the pool swimming faster than 1 minute and 50 seconds per 100 meters or whatever. So that's kind of the new thing that I'm really focusing on my swim training. So less overall volume, but just really make sure that the sessions I do, they're really intentional. I'm swimming fast. Most of my swims are around 2 to 2.5K, and just really focusing on those shorter kind of like spurts, like between 50 and 100 meters. And then of course, as I progress, I'm hoping to build up the actual distance within each one of those swims over the next like 15 weeks or so. But yeah. All right, so just finished up that swim. I didn't record much. I just like set up my phone and kind of recorded the little bit that I could. But no, I went to a total of 2,500 meters. Today was just like a lot of 25s, a lot of 50s, some 100s. Just really focusing on my technique. Like, I had 2 really hard training days, yesterday and the day before, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are like my 2 hard, like VO2 max kind of above threshold days. So today's like, all of today's zone 2 recovery. So today in the pool, I just did 2,500 meters of just like everything that I need to work on. So I was working on my catch, working on like really just pulling and like efficiently pulling, and like not watching what my hands do underwater, and not like trying to improve the efficiency of my stroke, if that makes sense. I don't know, or no, you guys won't be able to see that. I'll pop it up on the screen, the Strava. But in yards, 139 per 100 yards was my pace. Total moving time, 45 minutes, 33 seconds, and then 27:34 for yards. But yeah, that's it for the swim. Now I think I'm just gonna stop, maybe get a coffee. Sometimes I swear to God, it'd be cheaper for me to smoke cigarettes than it would be drinking Starbucks coffee. Ed, how are you?
Okay, thanks. What can I grab you today?
Light ice and the vanilla foam on top.
Light ice and...
Light ice, yes.
Thank you. Yes, we
God, I sound like such a fruitcake when I say that. Awesome.
Thank
you. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
I don't know if any of you guys care. I don't know if you can read that either. It's probably backwards. I just wanted to show you guys this video I was watching.
I like to move it. I like to move it. Yeah, I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I can't move it anymore.
That's so funny. I don't know if you guys can read that, but it was like me before leg day and then me after leg day, and it's so stupid, but I just thought that was funny. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna walk you guys kind of through everything. So this is just my grandparents' house. It's their garage here, and they were kind enough, just because I live in an apartment here in the city, it's really difficult to ride my trainers in my apartment. So this is kind of like a fix for that, because last year all winter long I rode in my apartment. It's just gross, like, and I don't want my roommates smelling that or anything like that. So this is definitely a lot better fix. And I got just the bike, my bike set up on a Neo Flux 2 smart trainer, and then just a table here. This is just, I keep water bottles and stuff like that on here, and then I set up my laptop with Zwift. Then of course the treadmill, and then just the fan, and really that's the whole setup. I also just bought new running shoes because the Hokas that I had are kind of like getting to the point where they're like getting pretty wrecked. So I bought Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s. Used them yesterday. By far my favorite shoe that I've ever used. I actually just bought new cycling shoes as well, because the previous ones I had, they were way too big. So normally I'm a size 8.5 in a shoe. Yes, I have extremely small feet, but because the way cycling shoes work, it's not like a shoe where your foot like squishes and gets bigger and expands. Your foot just stays in it. So I had like a thumb and a half of room in between my toes and the end, and the cleats where they're positioned on the bottom of my foot pushing into the pedals and my pedal stroke, I was losing a lot of efficiency theoretically just because they were way too big. But yeah, I'm gonna get on this bike here right now.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. All
right, that wraps up that bike ride. Just a little over an hour. I don't even know what the stats were. So 1 hour and 6 minutes, average power was 171 watts, and average heart rate was 142. And it was like steady, 140 to 145 the entire time, which is what I want. And the reason that is because kind of like in an aerobic endurance. And I felt like in my last build-ups when I did Texas 70.3 and Victoria 70.3, I treated my zone 2 rides almost like recovery spins, where I feel like I wasn't even pushing myself within that like aerobic zone to really reap the benefit out of it. And that's something I'm really focusing on going into this next 70.3, is like when I have, let's say, an hour so-called like just like an easier ride, there's no tempo, there's no like intervals, I'm treating it like I'm still focused, I'm still pushing myself, and I'm monitoring my heart rate and really making sure that I'm within, for me, that 136 to 146 beats per minute. Everything has a purpose, and just remember that, and don't go through the motions. But yeah, so now I'm going to go for a quick run. And for those of you guys wondering, yes, I was wearing a headband, and that's only because my hair is like super long right now, and when it gets long it like just kind of goes poof, especially when I sweat. So I wear these sometimes, or I just wear a hat, but my hair is like almost too long for a hat now, so that's why I'm wearing this. Trust me, I never thought I'd be a sweatband guy either, but here I am. Okay, treadmill's on. I was gonna run outside because I really wanted to. I haven't done all my miles so far this week have been on the treadmill, but it is smoky as hell outside. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. So not great to run outside. So gonna be on the treadmill. Probably gonna do about 2-3 miles or so. All right, so that wraps up the run. Pull up the Strava here. So 3.1 miles, 9:47 pace, average heart rate 140. And like I said, like typically and normally, if it wasn't so smoky outside, like I know I said I was gonna go run outside, just because running on pavement is a lot different than running on a treadmill, and I don't want to just like rely on the treadmill, because I think it like, if you use the treadmill too much, I think it can kind of inflate your fitness, and you might think you're faster than you actually are. And Indian Wells run course is very like rolling because it's through a golf course, so I want to be ready for that. So I definitely want to do more pavement, but I mean, it's fine. We're still like 15 weeks out, and it's just like first week back, getting in the groove of things, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that's the full day of training, and I think my grandparents ordered food. We're getting some Edo, so looking forward to that. But yeah, kind of like a full day in the life. It's only 7:50 p.m. so I'll probably eat and then I'll pack up some of my stuff, go back to my apartment. Also, just like another thing, if you guys haven't realized, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm a huge Zach Bryan fan, and this is like my favorite song by him right now. Alright, so back at my place now and just finishing up with some work on my computer for the day. And yeah, that's kind of like a full day in the life. It's August 17th, so school starts for me first week in September, second week in September. So yeah, I'm just gonna be taking you guys along definitely throughout the semester, showing you guys, like I said, how I'm balancing school with the training, with also just like living a normal life and everything along those lines. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and I apologize if this was boring. Yeah.